in the kitchen.
All right. Can I hear myself? Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is what it is. It's another solo episode of No Suggestion, an improv comedy talk show. I'm your host, Ralf Jean-Pierre. I always feel like my low end of my voice is too much. Can I reduce some of this shit? My low end be too sexy sometimes. It be too much, too sexy. Low end on here? Baby? I feel like that low end on here be too harsh. Yeah, what up? So, yeah, I like to try to do these solo episodes. They're very scary. I'm going to be very honest. They're always scary. And I told myself I would have a plan of what I'm going to talk about next time I come in here, and I have no plan at all. But it's just me, your host, Ralf Jean-Pierre, host of No Suggestion, creator of No Suggestion, an improv comedy talk show. Usually have co-hosts, guest co-hosts, a guest, whether that be a New York City improviser, a great New York City improviser, or lately we've been doing, last year we started a series called, what was the name of that series? It was called Success. Some suggestions, sometimes summer school series where I'd bring in a comedian who has no improv experience and surround them with improvisers. And then we do an improv class live on the air with a comedian who has no improv comedy experience. And this year we've been doing a series called the World Series where we find people from outside the world of comedy, people who aren't comedians at all, surround them with improvisers and use improv as a tool to get to know that person and their interesting life and their interesting world. The World Series. This is just a solo episode. I'm not gonna say just. I'm gonna say you're being privileged to witness, to experience a solo episode with me, Ralf Jean-Pierre, resident genius. I mean, we have to talk quietly, but I've never seen a mind like his. Like, I mean, just he's brilliant, and it's just, I mean, I don't know. It's wild. I mean, and the things that he says, the equations, the way he's able to find the solutions. I mean, oh my God, I had to leave the lecture hall because I'm just like so stunned. I know. Like oh my gosh, I'm being so loud. I know, like I'm like trying to take notes as fast as I can, and I can feel my face heating up, and I can feel like my hand heating up, like it's crazy. Oh my God, like oh no, the lecture hall door's open. Oh my God, here it comes. Ladies. Oh, hello, Professor. Hello, Professor Sturgeon. Oh my gosh, I never stood this close to you before. I didn't realize you were this tall. I knew you were that tall because surely you're you know, even if you're not physically tall, the stature that your intellect gives you. Ladies, I didn't come out here to be flathered. Did you just, sorry, Mr. Sturgeon, did you just say flathered? Because I feel like you meant to say flattered. What? I came out into the hall. I came into the hall and, well, because I saw you exit from my class, from my Mr. Professor Sturgeon, what's happening to you? You ladies, not a thing is happening to me. The thing is what's happening to you and your libido. What? Mr. Sturgeon, did you just, wait a minute. Are you commenting on our libido? Get back into class. Because I noticed you left and I was in the middle of a lecture. I was lecturing and you both left the lecture. is a. You both left the lecture. I feel like you almost said lecture. I almost did, but I didn't because I'm brilliant. I'm a smart man. My mind is full of insights and smartness, intellectual insights, interests, incisiveness, interests, insights, interior. I'm sorry. I've soiled myself. Okay. I don't know how to do this, but I'm trying. All right. There's a lot happening in the city. The city is filled with an energy. Everybody knows what's going on right now. The Knicks, the New York Knicks, are in the finals. And the New York Knicks haven't been in the finals, I think, for about 30 years. And we haven't had a championship in 50 years. And my favorite thing to do right now is to go, Knicks in 4! Knicks in 4! Fuck yeah, Knicks in 4! Oh, my back, Knicks in 4! I don't know. I barely have ever seen a basketball. I don't know anything about basketball, but it's nice to be like, Knicks in 4! Knicks in 4! Get it! Get it, baby! Get it, baby! I don't know the rules to basketball. I don't know. I'm overstating how much I know about basketball, but I don't follow sports. I'm a New Yorker. I'm from New York. The Knicks are in the finals. And you can feel, whether or not you know anything about sports, whether or not you've been following the Knicks, it's impossible not to feel this energy in the city. It's infectious and it's inspiring. It has lifted the mood of the city. Not that the mood of the city is ever down. You know, I think even given the state of the world, New York is, especially as I know it now in the 2000s, you know, I've only been an adult in New York in the 2000s. And as I know it now, New York has always been an optimistic and bright city as a whole. Of course, you know, we have our attitude, we have a cynicism and a jadedness on an individual basis that is well refined and cultivated. But as a city on the whole, man, I think we're bright and we're happy and we're shining it and we're fun. I think that's really true. Yeah. And so it's fun to see this. It's fun to see the hope of the city, and it's fun how, I'm not saying anything anyone else hasn't, or other people haven't said, but it's fun to see how this opportunity to win the NBA championship has brought the city together. And I think it also, I was just watching some clips. I don't know much about them, but there's Jalen Brunson and his crew. There's something wholesome about them. And I like that because I don't think people really understand that there can be, in New York, can have a wholesomeness because we're the most cosmopolitan city in the country. I don't think people understand that there can be a real wholesomeness to our people, to our children grow up fast. You know, it's just the nature of growing up in New York City. I think children grow up fast anywhere because of the internet now, and television. But, you know, there is a sweetness and a wholesomeness to the people of this city. And I think the Knicks embody that. Not that all the players are New Yorkers, but I do think maybe one of the reasons they're resonating so much is because they've taken on a character of the city, which is, you know, New Yorkers are, I don't want to say we're simple people. We're not simple people. You couldn't be a simple people and be what New York is, but we're not a simple people, but we are a fun-loving people, and we're hard to impress, but we will engage and we will have fun. Hey, I'm gonna back away. You're not gonna hurt me. We're gonna go off separate ways. Sir, you don't have to yell. I'm a grizzly bear. You're a human being. You don't have to yell. Okay? You can try to bow up and scare me. You don't scare me. I know that I can eat you if I want to eat you. All right? I'm just enjoying this honey. I'm desecrating this beehive. The bees have already swarmed. They've stung me hundreds of times. They're gone. I'm finishing the honey. I earned this honey. If you want to fuck with me, I'll bite your torso in two. I'll bite it in two. But you're not giving off energy that you want to fuck with me. You just chill. Okay? Or you can walk away. Whatever you want to do. How do I know this isn't some kind of trick that once you're done with that honey, you're not just going to bite into my torso and bite my... Good God. Would you split? I don't understand if you would split my torso in half or take a third of me and eat the third of me that is my torso and leave the other two chunks maybe to eat later. I don't need to know. I don't need to know the answer to that. I would have you just for the challenge of could I do that with my jaw? Could I find a way to bite you in a way that would have you? And then I would eat. Honey is sticky. Then I would eat each side of you. Also, I like to do that. I also like, if I find, I don't get them often, but if I find like a payday candy bar, you know, the candy bar payday. Yeah. I love those candy bars, and I like to peel off the peanuts. Yes, I try to do that. I don't have thumbs like you do, but I try to peel off each individual peanut. You do that too? Yeah, I like to peel off each individual peanut of the payday and then eat the caramel. I eat them one by one, and then I eat the caramel nougat by itself. Yes, that's what I do. I've only had like 3 in my life, but I realized like it's no fun just to eat the peanuts and the caramel. It tastes good, but also the peanuts taste good and it builds up the salt. So then when you get the nougat, oh God, you want some honey? It actually looks delicious. I really would like some honey. You promised that you're not going to eat me. I didn't promise that I wouldn't eat you. I promise that at this moment you're not in danger. If you leave, you'll be out of harm's way. If you stay to eat the honey, there's a small chance I'd get hungry and eat you, but not if we become friends. I think we could be friends. I see something in you, and I think we could be friends. I think we could be more than friends. Whoa, I'm not gay. Right? See, I've scared myself. Sometimes what happens in improv scenes is it goes, especially when you're doing improv scenes by yourself, it goes places that you don't know. You go places that you're not expecting to go. It's summer, or I don't even know if it's officially summer yet. It's the beginning of June. That's always funny how summer is like, it's not summer yet. We're in the middle of June. I don't know if summer has officially begun yet, but we're in summer right now. It's summer in New York. This is so far a cooler summer than a lot of the past ones. This is a pretty cool summer. It was a very, very cold winter this year. And, but so far it's nice. And we're also beginning the summer with this NBA finals. And, you know, there's just a buzz, is a buzz right now in the city. There's a feeling of, I don't want to say excitement. Maybe it's more like optimism. Maybe it's because we have a new mayor. I don't know. But I know that the world is going through a hard time. It's definitely a hard moment in the world. But it's definitely a difficult moment in the world. But there's something optimistic and bright about this summer. sometimes I don't really know a lot of what's going on in the world. I hear things. I just happen to hear things that are, I'll happen to hear news somewhere. Something will come across my feed or somebody will be talking about it, but I don't follow the news. I'm an improviser, which makes me barely a comedian. I'm a clown. I don't really put on clown work, but that's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on acting. I'm focused on comedy, clowning, music. I make music. That's what I focus on. I don't know a lot about what's quote unquote going on in the world. And how do I feel about that? Sometimes I feel irresponsible, but I also don't know. I kind of feel like I'm a golden rule guy. I feel like the best I can do is try to be good to the people around me, and that way I'm contributing something to the world. When it comes time to vote on things, I'm thinking about it. I mean, it's like I live in New York City, so it's like my local politics are, I don't know, it's all the same. Local politics are important. But I rely on the people who are passionate about that I use them as a resource. And I think that's okay. The idea that everybody's got to be knowledgeable and passionate about everything, I think that's some sort of delusion from like the 90s and the 2000s. That is like, it's an impossible standard. You know what I mean? You got to know everything about your own physical medical health. You got to know everything about your own mental health. You got to know everything about what's going on with your family, your parents, your siblings, your cousins. You got to know about your field, whatever field you're in. You got to know a lot about your job and your actual office or place of work. You got to know a lot about that. You got to know a lot about your friends, your network of people around you that are close to you. Got to be really informed and involved with those people. You got to be really informed and involved in local politics and local news and local goings on, national politics, national news, and what's going on all over the world. You got to care about and know about all those things. And that's not even then to speak of like media and art in your world and in your life, science that's happening in the world around you, new innovations and technology. There's so much to know. And you're always going to disappoint someone who thinks you should know something. I have made my peace with being a disappointment to everyone. The things I know about are of no consequence. They're very stupid. And I'm glad of that. I prefer that. I want to continue just to know about stupid things and not anything else important. That's where I'm at. I'm content with that. This is just too much to know. And I don't think we're meant to know all these things. I think Linda, hand me that wrench, please, Linda. Linda, I need the wrench now. Come on now. God damn it, Linda. Where is that wrench? Come on now. I'm holding the spigot by my hand. If I twist it, if I move, there's gonna just water gonna come out. I'm coming. Greg, is this the ranch, Greg? Linda. Oh Lord, Linda, my back is killing me, Linda. That you know damn well that ain't no wrench, Linda. You know damn well that ain't no Linda. Are you trying to give me a heart attack right here on the ground underneath this sink? Oh, Greg, you're giving me too much credit. I don't know what the Linda. That's clearly a plunger. That's clearly a toilet plunger, Linda. That's the plunger damn toilet. Now, Greg, you're getting loud and you're getting aggressive, okay? And I'm in a time I need a lot of support. My mother is sick and my daddy is getting sick with grief and I'm full of grief, okay? Now, I'm sure you could use this plunger for something down there. Take this plunger. Now I got to go back. The World Cup is on. See, that's what I thought it was. You don't think I want to watch the World Cup, Linda? It's leaking under the sink. I got to make sure the leak doesn't get worse. Now I need the wrench. I can't do nothing with the plunge. I can't plunge this pipe. I need the wrench. Craig, I love Haiti. I love them. I love the people of Haiti. I love the food. I want to cheer them on. You're trying to recruit me now to work with you under this thing. I'm the one who told you there was a leak down there. I did the hard part. Now you just fix it. Use this plunger to fix it, please. They almost scored a goal. Linda, I understand how much you love the World Cup and how much you love people of Haiti now. The Haitians. I know that, and I love them too. But I'm getting very frustrated because I don't know where this leak stems from, and so I need to tighten some things up so I can figure out where the leak is from. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna squeeze the bell end of that poop-covered plunger around the spigot? I can't do that, Linda. I need you to get the wrench, and I believe in you to get this wrench. Now, Linda, look at me. You know what a wrench is. I can picture it in my mind, but I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm going back to watch the Haitians. I'm going back. Linda, it's hard for me to get up and down. I'm going back. Linda, don't believe me. Linda, don't leave me. We're getting divorced. All right. I have too many scenes that end with people getting divorced. If you hear me go silent, I may just be meditating for a moment to see where I'm going next. Been thinking and talking lately. The episode before last, we had Jules Kingria of Cobra Club on, and we talked a lot about New York and how much we love New York. And yeah, I gotta sit with that feeling and that thought a lot. I'm in a point in my life where I have a small thought sometimes about moving and exploring and living someplace else, because I feel like I've dedicated a lot of my life to New York. I went to college elsewhere and I went to high school elsewhere. Finished middle school and went to high school elsewhere. But the rest of my life, my 41 years, I've been in New York. And yeah, I really don't know. I feel so strongly about this place. I love this place so much. But sometimes I wonder, have I done everything I can do here at this juncture? Should I try someplace else for a while? I don't know. I don't have any plans to go anywhere. I don't think there's more for me anywhere else. I love this city, but there's some parts of how we're organized and how we relate. There's a way that we don't value each other. I think I'm talking specifically about in dating, that bums me out. But maybe it's also in like working relationships and stuff. Like I can't tell you how much in my life, in my career, in my creative life, I've like reached out to people to work with me, and they've either just not responded at all, just ghosted me or ignored me, or responded and like, you know, just kind of waved me off or put me off or led me on or breadcrumbed me. And sometimes I'd even be offering them money. You know, I'll pay you your rate, and they'll still be like, And I don't know if that's New York or me, but sometimes it feels like it's New York because there's just so many options here. There's always a shinier thing. But I gotta be careful with that. I don't know people's reasons for things. I don't know what's going on with people. And I can't assume, and that's just the thing. Like, the thing that you can't assume. You don't know. You just don't know what's going on with people, you know? And you gotta just trust, I won't say trust the process, but Trust that things are going to work out as they should work out, that your tribe will find you, the people you're meant to work with will find you. And listen, this is probably episode 174 of this podcast, which means I've had probably about 150 different guests. So, people do show up for me. A lot of these people are not people who are my friends. They've shown up. A lot of them are my friends. God bless them. And I'm thankful for them. And I appreciate them. A lot of people are people I don't know at all who've shown up to hang out for an hour to do this podcast, sometimes many people, sometimes 4 or 5 people all at once show up to do this podcast with me. And so I do want to be thankful for that. I don't want to focus. That's what I was about to do, is focus on the people who've ghosted me or flaked on me or just straight up refused me. But for every one of those people, there might be 2 or 3 people who have shown up for me. So I want to be grateful and thankful for that. People who have been co-hosts who either came week after week or every other week for weeks and months. And, in the case of Aston Hollins, my co-host, I think she's been co-host with me for like 2 years now, maybe close to 3. I don't know. I'm so thankful for all those people. Xavier Pearson, Christopher Marucci, Jake Joseph, Will Papura, all those people who've been co-hosts on this show. Yeah. That is really, that even thinking about that makes me feel just a little bit even differently about New York and how many other communities I haven't even tapped into yet. I love it here. I love the city. I constantly fall back in love with it. The city is a dream. In a weird way, it makes me think, because I have a fear sometimes. I think we all have a fear sometimes of commitment, a long-term relationship, long-term committed relationships, and getting married. Not that I'm in any danger of being in one, but, if I could keep falling in love with New York City over and over, a city as impressive and expansive as the city is, probably could keep falling in love with the same woman over and over decades. I hope so. This is our 3rd date. And, this is our 3rd date, and, God, I don't know. I didn't expect it, but, here's your ice cream sundae. I just got chocolate, 2 scoops of chocolate. Yeah, I didn't expect it, but these dates are going well. I didn't expect them to go so well. Oh, like, how did you expect them to go? Like, why didn't you expect the dates to go well? I mean, like, I think we have like a thing. No, I Simone, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think we have a thing. I wasn't trying to say that we don't have a thing. Yeah, like, I feel like we have a thing. Like, I feel like, when I look at you, I feel like a spark, and that we have some sort of like energy, but maybe that energy that I was feeling was me responding to the doubt that you had. Maybe I was like trying to assuage your doubt, and that's the spark that I had. Simone, we're going into the weeds now. I didn't mean to say it like that. And I want you to know that surprised was the wrong word. I am pleased. I am pleased with how well these dates are going, because you was like expecting it to go bad. That's what I feel. Pistachio. That's what I feel. Like, so you must have took one look at me. You must have looked me up and down, took one look at me, and been like, this girl's different from me. She's not my type. Simone, all right. I'll be honest. Let me move this ice cream aside and let's talk turkey. Let's talk turkey. Oh my God. I love when you use that. What does that even mean? Like, talk turkey? Turkey don't talk. That's how turkeys talk. Simone, don't make those sounds like that. No, that's how turkey. I know how a turkey talk, right? Flapping your Simone, you're flapping your wings. I'm a turkey. Oh, eat the cherry of the turkey Sunday. Simone, you have whipped cream on your. Oh my! Let's go back to my place. No, let's make out on the back of a city bus. That's what I like to do. Oh my God! There's a bus right there. Let's go, Simone. Let's go. I'm gonna suck your dick in. Oh. When you do improv, either with other people or by yourself, you have to take responsibility for what comes out. But rest assured, these are not premeditated. Often, whatever's coming out of my mouth, I thought of it a second and a half before I said it. I haven't really had the chance to vet it. It's just coming out. And I don't know what it is, what it's about, what it means. Let me swing around here and see if this camera's still on. Hold on. Okay, we still recording. I may not release this episode. Yes. I have not really dated in about 4 years. I've not been in a position to, for many reasons. Just haven't felt ready. I haven't been, I used to talk about it a lot. I don't talk about it much anymore, but I had a bad breakup 4 years ago, and it just left me like not ready to date, you know? And, yeah, I don't feel my healthiest, like mental health wise. I don't feel the healthiest. And I don't really know how much I want to involve another person in that, and how, more than that, I don't even, or just as much, I don't know how sustainable a relationship would be with me as I am right now. That might be me also, though, being really hard on myself. I'm not going to say his name, although we had the same first name. I met a celebrity, somebody who was on television in the 70s, on the street a couple days ago. Randomly, I didn't know this person. I just, in conversation, found out who he was. And he looked at me at big saucer eyes, and he looked at me and said, "Don't be so hard on yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself." He didn't know anything about me. We randomly bumped into each other on the street. But that is the thing. I feel like I hear that from a lot of people. A lot of people tell me to not be so hard on myself. They can somehow see that on me, that I'm very hard on myself. I don't think of myself as being hard on myself. But yeah, maybe my standards are much higher than normal standards. I may expect something out of myself that is too much to expect. I think what I expect out of myself is exactly the right amount to expect. Or I don't know. I have no real way to gauge that. I just don't see myself as being hard on myself, is what I'm trying to say. But you know, yeah, people see that and say it to me. They often just intuit when they look at me that I must be being too hard on myself. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I hope those people are right. But then I don't really take the advice, because I don't change. You know, because there's some things I'm taking very seriously. I'm being very adamant about, and very stringent about, and very having like high rigid standards for myself about certain things. And then there's other things that I'm just like, whatever, I don't care, because they're not my priority. I have very particular priorities, and everything else I kind of let go to the wayside. There's things I'm letting go to the wayside that I need to pay a lot more attention to. but I can't think of something that I'm paying a lot of attention to that I need to back off on. It's hard. It's a human condition, I guess. It's a lot to manage, to know how to figure that out, how to work that out, how to properly weigh all that. Yeah. I don't know the answer. I don't know if you guys can hear what's going on behind me. Whatever's happening in the studio behind me is loud. God bless them. I hope they're having like maybe an NBA watch party. Yeah, because the finals is about to go down. Or maybe the finals have already started. The Knicks versus Spurs, game 3. Knicks at 4! Hurts to yell. Maybe I have acid reflux right now. Yeah, being hard on myself. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I can't really tell. I hope that I am, because then I can reduce it and maybe things will be better as per these people's diagnosis. If I'm not being hard enough on myself, I'm in trouble. Then my standards got to go up a lot. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think anybody has any idea what I'm doing with my life. My life is very interior. My ex was the only person who ever really got a real picture of what my life is, because my life, I'm very social. I have a lot of friends, but my life is pretty solitary when I'm not with those people. And I'm often, not with those people. I'm often left to my own devices, doing my own stuff, working on whatever I'm working on. And, yeah, I mean, that's just the case. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing, but I can't tell, It's probably not a good thing that I'm so isolated and so alone. That has made me, I think, a really strong artist, which is the thing I have always cared about the most. That's always what I wanted to be, is as strong an artist as I could be. As my entire life, that's what I've made my priority. And I'm thankful, because I think I've become that. I think I've become a very strong and formidable artist. And I know as much about art as, I know a lot about art and being an artist and the process of art and the theories and concepts of art. So much so that I could probably talk to an artist of any art form and have a really in-depth conversation with them, even if I don't do their art form at all. I even did a show on PBS's digital wing called All Arts, like 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. No, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I co-hosted this show, called, Flow State. And, yeah, I spoke to a lot of visual artists, which I don't do visual art anymore. I used to do comic book art, and when I was a kid, from 7 years old all the way through college. Midway through college, I decided to just make sequential art, comic book art. That's what I was doing, a minor and not my major anymore. But for many years, I did that. So I spent my life coming up in visual art. So I'm not completely starting from zero, but just to say, I made art my life, and I understand art better than I understand any other part of my life. That's for sure. There's a lot of other parts of life that I'm lost in. Maybe interpersonally, maybe in terms of socially, the dynamics of humans. I'm not like some antisocial person or person who's scared of other people, doesn't know how to deal with people. I can deal with people really well, but yeah, there's definitely certain ways that I'm lost. I don't know, there's something loud going on behind me. It's wild. This might be tough for those who are trying to do radio shows in here. It's just I don't mean to go silent. I'm just trying to think of what thoughts do I have as the sun is setting over Brooklyn. I'm in Bushwick right now. Behind me in the other studios, probably people watching the finals game. I may find a place to go and watch it myself nearby. And they're really excited. They were really excited in there. They're really excited. I mean, man, they're really turned up. They're really pumped up. They're really excited in there. I hope they are. It's gonna be a good game. Gonna be a good season. Yep. Coach Perkins, I'm just your assistant coach, and I try not to pry too much, but your excitement doesn't seem to match theirs. I just feel like you've been trying to decide what water to get out of this water. There's only one kind of water out of this water cooler. Oh no, that's not true. Now there's scalding hot water, and there's regular water, cooler water. That's true. That's true, Coach Perkins. Just seems like something's on your mind. It's all. Well, Coach Lennon. Now, I just wonder if I will let these. Hard to say. So, Coach Perkins, I'm here to listen, and I admire you, and gosh, I look up to you, and you raised me in the sport since a boy, and I didn't have my own father, so you raised me like a son, I look at you as a father figure, so whatever it is you want to talk about, Coach Perkins. Coach Lennon, you're a great assistant coach. God. You're right about the water, by the way. There's only one kind of, I'm not going to drink hot water right now. I'm not making tea. I just want water, but I'm lost in thought. I'm lost in thought, Coach Lennon, assistant coach of mine. I'm lost in thought. Those boys in there, they're excited. They're excited about the season, the upcoming season. They're excited about it. And you, Coach Perkins? That is the most terrible team I've ever coached. Those boys not only aren't going to win a single game, I'll probably die of shock if they score a single point this entire season. And I've never seen a team work so hard. I mean, every practice, I'm going to plead to them to work hard, but there isn't harder they could work. Dear God, there isn't. You can't put another 0.5% on 100%. They're doing 100% of what you could ask them to do. Coach Perkins, I thought I was imagining it. I've never seen a team so ineffectual and so enthused. My God. We've been practicing for 7 months. I haven't seen a single basket go into the rim. They keep shooting and nothing goes in the rim. I'm weeping. I can't help it. It's like the inverse of a miracle. These boys are terrible. Coach Perkins, maybe on defense. Maybe we can win on defense, and if not on offense. There's got to be some way. The boys scrimmaged against each other last Thursday. You weren't here, Coach Lennon. They scrimmaged against each other. I kept the score myself. They scored negative points, Coach Perkins. They both lost to themselves and to each other. In the scrimmage, they scored negative points. It's impossible, Coach Perkins. Only God could have done this. God can bless a team and God can curse a team, Coach Perkins. These boys have been cursed by God. This team has been cursed by God. Well, what are you gonna tell them when you walk into that locker room? They're so excited for the season. Those idiots are so excited. I'm gonna tell them nothing, Coach Lennon. I'd advise you to leave before I go in there to adjust the team. I have a bomb strapped to my chest. All right, see. Listen, always go there. I think the insight, the look inside my mind that these scenes provides, I'm fearful to show people how my mind works. I'm not dark. I'm not depressed. And I'm not sad. And I'm not sociopathic. Just playing. I'm just playing. I'm a clown and an improviser, but I think I have maybe a stand-up comedian's comedy first philosophy about comedy. It's got to be very explicit to me that a joke is mean-spirited for me to think that it's too far. I want to cancel the person. I remember like 2 years ago, so I heard Pete Holmes, who I want to say is like a very woke comedian. And I would categorize him in the list of who's more woke and who's less woke. I love all kinds of comedians. I don't have a preference. I actually probably prefer woke comedians to unwoke ones. But I remember hearing Pete Holmes say, somebody's got to say the bad thing that we're all thinking, even if we don't want to say it, that you thought of to say. Even if you don't want to say it, somebody out there has to say those things. Because if those things remain unsaid in the society, that pressure has to be released somewhere. And Pete Holmes was saying this. He says, I don't think you want to see how that's released if it's not released through the valve of comedy and media. You know, because somebody has to say those things. They do need to be said. And I just agree with that. I think there's the subconscious, the unconscious, and there's a collective unconscious. And there's a valve of chaos and nastiness and fucked upness that needs to be released. That I think comedy does a great job of doing, that saying the things that shouldn't be said. Somebody's got to say those things. I really believe that. So it's not really my kind of comedy. I don't really do much of that comedy, but I do believe it has to be done. I do believe it scratches some itch. And what's worse is it's an itch some of us are ashamed that we even have. So we'll kind of protest against this thing that I think really needs to exist for the health of society. That's about the only smart thing I have to say. And that might not even be smart. It may be a minority opinion that what I just said is smart. It may be very much in the minority. And surely there will be people who don't agree. And people will be like, well, what is the line? You know, there's a time and place. There's a time and place is a manipulative, fucked up statement I'm learning to see. I think people use that as a way to stall and put things off. Because a lot of times, I don't even think they know it, but a lot of times when people say there's a time and place, what they're banking on is that time and place will never arrive. There's a time and place. When? Where? Tell me exactly what it is. You don't know, and you don't care. There's a time and place. That time and place, what you're saying is, shouldn't be a place that I'm aware of, a place that I'm in, and really I want that time and place to be never. That's a lot of times what I'm hearing when I hear people say there's a time and place. I feel like that's bullshit. That's passive aggression. That's a way of trying to control. There's a time and place. Well, that time and place is now. The place is now and the time is now. The place is here and the time is here. Zippity doo dah, zippity. I don't know if I'm gonna go find some place to watch this game or if I'm just gonna go home. When I find a place to watch a game, I'm gonna go home. I don't know. But the show's gonna be ending in a few minutes here, and I gotta decide what to do. You know, there's a game on. Come on in, boys. There's a game on. Come on in, boys. Come on in. Watch the game with me. Come on in. Yeah, we were looking for a place to watch the game, dude. Like, you got like a small shack here. Is there room for us to come in and watch the game? Boys, come on in. Boys, come on in and watch the game with me. It would make me and my wife so happy. Oh, it would make me happy. It would make me happy. You hear that, boys? Come on in and watch the game with us. It would make us both happy. Me and my wife, Cheryl. Would make us happy. All right, dude. You know, when I come in there, you know, I can be gnarly, bro, especially if my team scores, bro. I can be gnarly. I can get wild. Maybe I should go to a local dive bar where they're playing the game, you know, on mute on the tube somewhere. Maybe I should do that because I don't want to encroach. I don't want to harsh your mellow. Come on in here. Come on in here. Bring your skateboard. I'll show you a couple of my guns. He's got a nice collection of guns. They're very nice, young man. Come in. I'll give you raisins. My wife's got raisins. She got a box full of raisins. Dude, I love the game. And I love raisins, dude. That would mean a lot to me. Come on in. Go up this ramp. I ain't got no stairs. We got a ramp. Because my wife is wheelchair bound. Only for the month of June. We had the ramp installed 19 years ago. And every June her hip gives out. I don't know what it means. You let me come in and watch that game, dude. I'll build ramps all around your house, skate ramps. I'll build them around, above, underneath your house, dude. I want to make your house a skate park for your wife to loop-de-loop through in her wheelchair. You come on in here. You're my son now. Yeah, I have only had 2 children. I want another. You're our son. I am your son, dude. I ran away from home after I was born. I took off into the trees with the raccoons. Marjorie, it's our son. I knew you'd come back. All right. If you're listening to this out there, you're welcome and my apologies. Both. You're both welcome and my apologies. This is it starts off painful, but it does become fun. Okay, yeah, we made it mostly through this hour. I know that this is real and this is good to do improv this way because it feels the way I'm a songwriter. It feels the way writing songs feels, which it feels like I'm cutting a section out of my heart and pulling out through my chest. It is that arduous. It takes, even as much as I'm playing and being silly, it takes a pound of flesh from you to create this way. And I'm thankful for it. Let's see if there's anything. I had a conversation with my entire family, those left alive. My mom passed years ago, but me, my two younger sisters, and my dad, we got on the phone the other day for a family meeting, and my sisters and my dad were talking about how much somebody had met my sister or something and decided that person was like, oh, I didn't think you liked me. And we were all talking about how no one thinks in our family, when people meet us, no one thinks that we like them. There's something, it's so odd because we're so, silly may not be the right term, but we're so giddy. We're giddy. We love to laugh and we love to play. And for the most part, we don't really have a dark or cynical sense of humor. A little bit, but we have a pretty like delightful sense of humor. But there's something about our bearing collectively. I think that's where the sense of humor comes from, because we're very earnest. I think for the most part, I might be the most of it. But I think we really try to abstain from like not being completely ourselves all the time, even if it hurts us, even against our best interest, and not saying things we don't mean. I think that creates a bearing that can seem harsh, or that can seem stern, or that can seem disapproving. I think some people think that about me, and that's not totally, it's not in their head. I have a New York, some sort of protective, don't mess with me shield around me that I started cultivating somewhere in high school, and maybe even earlier than that, because me and my sisters were always very to ourselves, always very self-contained, I would like to take I wish there was like I could do like a survey or a poll as I'm doing these solo episodes of how much people are interested in whatever I'm talking about. I have the feeling that nobody cares about anything I'm talking about at any point. I might just be doing this for me. I hope not. I hope that somebody's enjoying it and getting something out of it. At No Suggestion Pod on Instagram, if you're a Radio Free Brooklyn person who's happening to listen to this. Radio Free Brooklyn people who listen to the show, if you ever listen to the show, I shouldn't have said this at the very end of the show, but if you listen to the show, follow me on Instagram, comment, send me a DM, tell me that you like the show, because I don't think I've ever had anybody message me from Radio Free Brooklyn, tell me like the show. Maybe they'll send the message to Radio Free Brooklyn, which is awesome too, but ain't nobody telling me. I don't know. Apparently the show's doing well in the ratings. I don't know if these solo episodes are good for it, but I don't know. Someday I'll find out, or maybe I'll never find out. I don't really know. But it's a joy and a privilege to be able to do this show, No Suggestion, and to do these solo episodes. I really want to launch into another scene right now, but I have like about a minute and a half left, and I don't want to end. Or could I? Could I do it? Could I do it? That is the question that you have. I don't want to know if you could do it. Please don't drop me off of this building. Don't drop me. Pull me back up. Pull me back up. Could I do it? Could I drop you from the height of this tower? Could I take a man's life in cold blood in the most merciless fashion available? I'm strong enough to hold you over the edge of this tower. I believe you. I believe you. Just don't drop me, please. Please don't drop me. I believe you're so strong. You got me. I pissed myself. I pissed myself. You did it. That is not my intention, to get you to piss yourself. My intention. Well, I don't know my intention yet. My intention is to explore my power and to explore my agency, autonomy, and sovereignty as the lord of this realm. I'm 6'8", full-bodied, full strength. Dude, you got it, man. You're the best. Don't drop me, baby. Don't drop me, baby. Let me pull me up, please, baby. Poor idiot. I won't kill you, but I will dangle you a little longer. I like the fear in your eyes. Kiss me. Okay, that's it. Scene. This has been No Suggestion. I love you. I'm Ralph Jean-Pierre at No Suggestion Pod. Good night.
Hi, I'm Michelle Schacht. Community-based independent media like Radio Free Brooklyn gives a voice to musicians you're not going to hear on mainstream media. Your support makes it possible. Please make a donation.